Hello guys, welcome back to Most Coasters. My name is Anderson, and today we're going to be looking at how I became a coaster enthusiast. I'm sure you guys all have your own stories, and I'd love to hear it, but I have mine, so I'm going to share that today. Today's shout out is Beth Kelly. That's today's shout out, and if you guys want to be shouted out, comment below literally anything. I'd love to hear your opinions on my story, and I'd love to hear your stories, so share below if you want to. Anyway, let's get straight into today's video. So, essentially, I started, far back at the beginning, I started, my first ever visit to, theme park, amusement park was Silver Dollar City, which is a really good park. However, I was, 5 years old, so it really wasn't as good as it could have been. I did ride my first ever coaster, Powder Keg, which was, I think, a weird decision for my parents. I personally wouldn't choose that for my kids because it's such a fast, intense coaster, but I guess I was tall enough, and I did seem to enjoy it. I rode with my cousin, and afterwards, we were watching our other cousins. So I have one cousin, I have two cousins, and I have a sister, so we were watching my sister and one of my other cousins ride the coaster and laughing and crying and stuff because that was really scary. It was scary, I guarantee, and I guarantee I was actually tortured, but I'm sure it was also partly fun, which is why I ended up doing the indoor coaster there, the indoor wooden coaster, Fire in the Hole, and so those were my first two coasters. Later in life, I visited Disney World. That was when I was 7 or 8, maybe. We rode Space Mountain, which I hated. I hated it because it was in the dark. And maybe I was soured. My dad hates indoor coasters too, but it just wasn't as fun because, we're riding through the darkness. I don't know what the heck it's going to do. But I rode that. I rode Big Thunder Mountain. Rode all the coasters at Disney World except the ones at Hollywood Studios. I rode the Animal Kingdom and Epcot coasters. But really, there's not many there at Disney. I probably only got 4 or 5 credits. I'd have to check. So at that point, I had ridden some pretty light coasters and then some pretty tough, thrilling ones at Silver Dollar City. Then, when I was probably, again, 7 or 8, we came home and we searched for a good theme park nearby. Sorry about that. And the closest park, obviously, was Great America. That had a ton of big coasters, but I was not ready for that. So my parents decided, there's this little, Western Village, something, Wild West Town, and I visited there. They have one coaster, and I did it over and over again. Essentially, when you pay, you get, a ticket thing, and you can do everything twice, and then you get 2 extra things, and I would always use my 2 extras on the coaster, because I just wanted as many rides. So I'm sure I rode that a ton as a little kid. We went back there multiple times. But when I was about, I'd say 9 or 10, we visited Great America for the first time. And that same year, we also visited Disney. But I think what actually inspired me, we visited Disney, loved the coasters, and I think what inspired me to go to Great America, I probably asked my parents, hey, do we have better coasters near us? And the answer was yes. So we went to Great America as a family. I rode Goliath, and I totally grayed out. Did not ride Raging Bull, didn't ride some of the other big coasters, but I dipped my toes in, I dipped my wet little toes into roller coasters, and essentially that was kind of, I guess, a turn on for roller coasters, where I started wanting to ride them, and ride them more, and the following year, we went back again, and as a family again, or no, I think it's just me and my dad. And again, we rode all the big coasters. I was able to conquer Raging Bull and American Eagle and all of some of the other big ones that I hadn't conquered the previous year. And then from there, I've just been going to that park every year. And in 2018, went to Cedar Point. 2019 went to Kings Island, and 2020 I went to both Kings Island and Cedar Point. Now I was supposed to go to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and Kings Dominion. Probably gonna go there at some point. I'm also gonna be able to go on a Pennsylvania trip. I'm gonna go to Hershey, Dorney, and Knoebels, which is gonna be awesome if I do that. So yeah, I've kind of dipped my toes into being an enthusiast. I made my first YouTube video in 2018 after, I believe, sometime before I went to Cedar Point, and then my first major video was me going to Cedar Point. You'll notice in that video, honestly, I can talk about it now, but I would always touch my hair in every shot, at least twice. I'd always touch my hair, move it to the side, and it's so cringy right now. Now I'm looking back and watching it. It's so cringy, but it was fun to watch, fun to do. I mean, I got like no views on that, and still today no views, but it's cool to see where I started. And my YouTube career from there, I'll talk about that. So YouTube career started there, and in that same year I visited Great America again, so I did a video on that. But then kind of from that section of like me doing that, I never went to new parks. I never rode new coasters until like Kings Island. So for about a year, I paused really making videos until in 2019 I went to Kings Island, and then you'll notice 3 videos, my top 10s for all 3 of all 3 of those parks. That kind of started a wave, and then the following like a month after that, I was like, you know what? It was fun. It was fun making videos. And then I started just doing Tuesdays, and now I've started doing Tuesdays and mostly Thursdays. So yeah, it was kind of a weird change in how I got into coasters, how it happened. But ever since then, I've just enjoyed riding the thrills, riding the rides, and my plans for the future are probably going to be weird, but I'm probably next year going to get to Hershey, hopefully, and in 2 years I'm going to get a Six Flags season pass and go to Magic Mountain and go to Six Flags St. Louis. So really, I'm going to get everywhere, going to get to some parks across America soon, as I've kind of been staying in my Midwest region, which gets my name, Midwest Coasters. And maybe I'm probably going to get to small parks in my area, probably going to get to Kentucky Kingdom, which I've been passed by so many times, it's kind of sad. And I'm hopefully going to get to Indiana Beach and Holiday World. So yeah, those are my plans for the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.